Good.
Gang. Alrighty. Oh, wait, let me cover my. Do I sound like a radio person? Yes, I do. Akash, you should as well.
Kind of.
Okay, so kind of. All right, I'll take that as a compliment. What's up, everybody? Welcome on board. We've got another exciting session over here. We'll always have a special guest. This one, you've got Akash. So it's just gonna be 1 hour of customer support. No, I'm kidding. We've got some cool topics to speak about. We've got the holiday season coming our way. Akash has some cool tips he wants to share as well on what we've. Not able to hear anything. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Okay. I don't want to be that person and say maybe increase the volume. That's all you want to do. But unmute us, please. I'm not going to unmute you. No, we'll unmute you later. But so for those who are new and for those who've been here, we usually kick this off with one exciting thing. Bottom right corner. Array, bro, you'll ask questions in the end. Don't worry. We'll have all the time for you to ask questions. Don't stress on it. In the chat, please feel free to drop in where you're from, which part of the world you're from, the city, and the temperature. In the metric system, I will do this. Whether it kills me or not, I will do this. Fahrenheit system? What's the other one? What's the American system? I gave up. I don't know. Wait, why are people not commenting?
Imperial weather.
Imperial! I could hear the disappointment in your voice. All right. Alrighty. We'll wait for like 2-3 more minutes and then we'll kick off. We've got some hot topics to speak about today, and we are basically going to be going over a few core pointers. The core pointers are effectively how to manage the holiday season coming up, some email delivery updates that we picked up, outbound trends that we've noticed, and yeah, Q&A like we always have. And me and Akash will sort of bump in over here. I'll let Akash obviously introduce himself in a quick minute as soon as we get a bit more of the crowd in. Sweet, we got Phoenix 107 Fahrenheit. Yes. So for those who are aware, that luscious hairstyled man on the left or on the right of me, depending on how you go, is Akash. Some of you have probably interacted with him. We've now got the CS team. Akash runs the customer success. He's our customer success manager. Helped a lot of people, campaign strategies, infrastructure, and so on and so forth. How's Akash have a SL top but not be? That's true. We ran out of budget. I'm kidding. I just did not wear mine. I should have, but thank you for the call out. Now I will get shit for it. Appreciated. Hold me accountable, Benjamin. Will you not? Alrighty. Cool. Akash, let's maybe kick off because it's you and me. And team, unlike the other sessions where we stretch on for a long while, don't worry, it's going to be super smack impactful. We're going to be in and out and make sure you get as much value in the next 30 to 45 minutes, maybe even 30 to 35 minutes. All right. Akash, let's kick off. Who are you? Why should people listen to you?
Absolutely. So first of all, thank you so much, you all, for taking the time today. I'm your friendly neighborhood customer success manager, and most of y'all have met me, but there's still a lot of people left for me to meet. And again, I come from the same background. I've been in the cold emailing space for quite some time, the sales engagement space, etc. And the reason why you should listen to me is because I go on calls with people, I see what they're facing, and this is something I do on an everyday basis. So most of y'all, every deliverability issue you guys are facing, the infrastructure issues, all that is taken note of by me. And we speak about that as well. So we talk about what's happening in the market, what issues customers are facing with, and that's why we ended up in this topic as to how we should go about it.
Correct.
Right? So
So we'll kick off with the first one. I think one of the core ones we're going to be seeing come our way in our beautiful Slack community and online is, all right, what is happening? Why am I getting so many out of offices? Why has my reply rate dropped? Even though my Glock apps test is fantastic, my deliverability is good. Why my reply rates dropped? Fun week up next week. Akash, do you want to jump into what's happening in the United States, especially at least in the next week?
Absolutely. The 4th of July, right? So we all know it's the holiday week. And the one thing when we talk about out of office messages, the way I look at it is when your emails are getting categorized as out office, first thing to be happy about is your email landing on the box. Because only what happens, the replies are being categorized as out of office. Because if your emails are going to spam, they're not being categorized as out of office, right? So that's the first take of mine in that. And
Can I
second,
add to interrupt your point though?
absolutely, absolutely, please.
So yes, while I agree with you, this was actually called out because I had the same sentiment. It's supposedly that not all ESPs do this, some of them.
Right.
So 8 out of 10 is the assumption. It's a pure assumption that
Got
8 out
it.
of 10 basically wrap around the inbox folder for the out of office stuff. So this is just for those who are going to call us out on that one bit is it's not an absolute. Do note that it works majority of the time, but it is not a test is in any way to ensure deliverability. The best way is good replies, right? But
Absolutely.
sorry, I broke your flow, but please carry on. What was the next thing that you're going to speak about?
And it's only the US, right? So people who are targeting the global markets don't have to worry about it because the other markets are going to do fine. So it's only people who are targeting US. So US should be careful about this. And in Smartlead, right, within your campaign, you have settings that can help you go over this. So you get categorized as out of office. One other setting that you should always have active, something that I suggest users who onboard to the platform, is to have the AI categorization enabled for your out of office messages, right? That's one thing. Because once you do that, you also get an additional option where you can reactivate the out of office lead after a certain delay. So say 5 days or 7 days, you can do that. And without a problem, the emails still start going out to the lead. So the lead is not wasted, right? So they're not let
Got it.
aside. You still reach out to them again. And we have something else we're building, which is, where it used to be a case if a lead is categorized as out of office, they're not recategorized. They remain out of office. They remain as OO, right? But now if the lead replies back soon, they'll be also recategorized. So they'll be
But
the
only
out of
for out
office.
of office though.
Absolutely, yes. Only for out of
Got it.
office.
Cool. I'm learning this as well. Carry on.
So that's one thing, right? So ideally, you shouldn't worry about it. It's just a day. And since you also have, the retargeting option where the lead automatically resumes after a certain delay, the lead is not wasted. You still reach out to them as well. So probably you still get the reply out of them, but it's going to take a delay of a week or 5 days or 7 days.
But what is what have you seen people do as their options? Is it 5 days, 7 days, 14 days? Because the thing is, you don't know when they're back, right? We just give
Absolutely.
them an option saying like blank statement 5 or 7. I know people
Absolutely.
do all sorts of random stuff. What have you seen from the people you've spoken to? Just for context as well, everyone. So Akash, if you haven't interacted with him, Akash usually works predominantly with power users. That means people who are doing drastically large volume, large agencies. So hence why it made sense for us to speak with him, because they're doing it, they're building a business, they clearly know what they want, and we get to pick his insights with that. So yeah, so what are you seeing people do? Is it 5, 7, 10, 14? What's your choice here?
7 is the safe number, right? Because as you always say in sales, probably I'll try calling him after a week, or I'll try responding to him after a week. So 7 days is the safe number to go about it. But also at the same time, something that we can also build, a feature request that I've picked up is where we automatically detect when the prospect is coming back to office, right? So
yeah,
when you
like
receive a
actually read the text itself, right? Yep.
Absolutely. So that could be something cool for us to build. And once that is out, you don't have to worry about a timeline. But at this point, 7 days are what people have it.
That's a good call. That's a good call. On the note of ensuring that everyone gets notifications on time, we do have a little saucy note coming up to you all to give you a sense of awareness. But we'll go into that before we go into the second point. The second point is, do you want anything over here in terms of what people can do for out of offices? Like you spoke about 2 things, AI categorization, got it. You spoke about the fact that we'll have this categorization so people don't need to be scared about missing leads, got it. Should people stop sending emails?
Not really. It would fall back probably to US, yes, but they can still target other markets, right? Because this is an obvious given holiday. So at this point, it's not a case where you'll have to stop your whole campaign, but probably target on other regions because the other people are still active and functioning, right? So that's what I would suggest.
Got it. Okay, noted. Can we do anything unique or sneaky or tricky with like our outbound campaigns, you reckon, or just keep it plain? Do we reference holidays, or do we? What are your thoughts there? What do you think people are doing, or nothing in particular?
Nothing in particular, because at the end of the day, they're not going to look at your emails, right? So no matter what you try, no matter how you try, the emails are not going to be read.
Okay, got it. Noted, understood. Okay. I'll take on the next one, which is actually I like your thoughts as well, which is email deliverability updates. All right, what's happening since we last spoke? We had one of our largest webinars, 700-800 people with Jesse. Just so, did you say we should not send emails in the US? No, Akash's point was kick it off, keep it going. If you're doing to the US, maybe if you really want to stop. And sorry, Akash, I don't want to speak on your behalf. What were you saying? Yeah.
No, what was I saying is it is only on July 4th. So it's not a specific case. You still have other markets you can target. So probably you can still have the campaign up and running. If you're a person who does campaigns based on region, let your other campaigns run. And even if you reach out to these people, even if you receive an out of office, you still have the reactivate option where we retarget them again. So the campaign will be resumed after delay. So you shouldn't worry about it. Ideally, those US leads will again be reached out to. And it's automated as well, right?
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Noted. Understood. Got it. Thank you. Sweet. So with email deliverability, there's some quick notes to share with you all. With that, just please note everything being shared is what we are picking up and learning ourselves. Now, last week, if some of you remember, we mentioned we pushed out a Google update and some good feedback, some really good feedback. I pushed it up on Twitter, not on LinkedIn, is what would probably yield a 6 out of 10 in terms of a deliverability on Glock apps. This is purely a Glock apps metric, is now yielding a 10 out of 10. What do we do without revealing the secret sauce, but also being transparent with everyone? We just changed up the way the signatures or the headers operated so that it becomes more difficult for ESPs to pick up that it's coming from us or any sort of, I guess, outbound engine. So no IP infrastructure change, but it's just the makeup in which the emails were created and headed. So that's one we've done. And you should be seeing value come through with Gmail. We are still seeing people having issues with Outlook in terms of how their outbound's going, but Gmail supposedly seems to be going good. That is what the pattern is at the moment. On that note, some people who are using resellers have mentioned they're seeing this note of excess, we're blocking your account because, or you're stopping your account because you got, you've over exceeded max sending limit has been reached, etc., etc. Now, usually that tends to happen when your spam rate or your bounce rate is quite high. This is what happened for those of you who've been with us for a year and a half. That's what happened about a year and a bit ago. The fix actually came from, again, coincidentally, Jesse. The fix was at that point is to go ahead and log into your Gmail account at least once and send at least one email. Because please do note, when you authenticate an account, you are not signing in. You are effectively exchanging a token, and that token is going to be used to go and send messages on your behalf. But that is not actually a login. So you can imagine with Gmail, you log in, feel free to take the credit. You can log in, and as soon as you log in, you're sending emails using the API. So obviously Gmail is going to pick up that you're doing outbound. And obviously if you do that with the warm-up infrastructure, which has like, a robotic warm-up copy, which we obviously keep tweaking, changing, etc. But ChatGPT is ChatGPT, right? And that is going to naturally be, I guess, something they're going to notice. So hence why you need to log in at least once and then let the warm-up run, and you should be good to go from what we have seen. Now, that thing to push out. We had a team member, a customer yesterday, Aman Sajid, last week, speak about how they were doing one user, one domain, one tenant, and they were seeing drastically good results. Now, obviously, I spoke to 3 or 4 people who were doing the same thing. So please note, my data set is very small. This is whatever I could collect in the next few days. And what ended up happening was they were all seeing fabulous results. These were very low volume senders. So they were doing about 40, 50 cents. They did have warm-ups turned on, and they were using resellers to set up the infrastructure, because you can imagine it would be ridiculous doing that. Point number 4, controversial. I was waiting for ding ding, never mind. The controversial take. Yeah, some people have seen good results without warm-ups turned on. So if it works for you, give it a crack. There's a lot of people doing tests right now. And I waited to see, oh mate, you're speaking to a guy with full ADHD asking for what the 3 points were. This is being recorded. You will get it right after. But in note though, jokes aside, we basically ended up noticing that some people, and I waited till this week because a lot of people last week were just going on hype from random people on the internet trying to just shill crap. Some people generally bought mailboxes and generally send out messages without warming up, and they seem to be working fine. I'm not saying better, fine. Now, as with everything, We will only realize the true value of it in a few weeks to see how long they sustain. My perception with warm-ups has always been one, which is they may or may not improve deliverability, but they improve longevity. So how long these new mailboxes sustain, I guess is for us to find out. Akash, is there anything you think I should be adding from your conversations with people, or covered everything?
You covered everything, Vaibhav. These are the trends we saw as well. And as you mentioned, one point I wanted to highlight was the warm up. So that was surprising for me as well. But as you mentioned, it was not better. It was just doing fine. So yeah, you
They're
got
doing
it
good.
all.
Yep. Cool. All right. Some people have DM'd me, reached out, and they'll call me out after this as well, which is, does Smartlead have warm-up pools? Yes, we've had warm-up pools for over 7 months. This is a feature we released a long time ago. You want to have an exclusive warm-up pool, you need to have at least, or you need to have a cumulative set of people to have at least 10,000 accounts across the set of you. And that needs to be done for allowing for equal and even distribution. So if you have those and you are at least a custom plan user or above, feel free to reach out to us and we will be happy to have a discussion with you. I want to be very upfront with this. I don't think warm-up pools work. Diversification is important. It's natural. But wants to itch your own head, we have the option, is all I want to say. Sweet. Now let's go into the outbound trends that we picked up. There's one hot one, obviously, a controversial one, which is not exactly even cold email, Akash, but I guess some people doing and they're crushing it. So do you want to walk people through the new strat that they can try?
Absolutely. Yep. So we do cold outbound, right? But you always have the option to get people who have intent. And that always works, right? Because when it comes to cold email, as all of y'all know, you pitch your platform, you get them for a call, you make them understand what you're selling, you build interest, and then you make them buy. But what if you can get people who are already shown interest in your platform or on your website? And one thing that I've seen is people track website visits, people track who visiting the landing pages. And for people to visit, you can basically run Facebook ads, you can run paid ads. And there are tools, right? There are tools like RB2B, there's Bombora that can help you do that. And I think also G2 helps you. So I've worked around with G2 where it can give you data of people who visited your website, who visited certain pages, who've compared you with other people, etc. So this is intent and you have the data already. So simply use a webhook, push them into Smartlead's campaign, trigger an email to them, or even in case if you'd want to send a LinkedIn outreach, etc., use Expandy, use their API. And once a prospect visits your website, you basically trigger a connection request. And of course, when you're doing it right away, it might be suspicious. They might
Yeah, I
ask
was gonna ask you that.
how did,
Yeah,
of course, how did you get my
it'll be
data?
super
etc.,
dodge. Like, how do you get, like, the conversation will go from like the offer to like, how did you find me? How do you know I was doing this? Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely. The one thing that's worked out for me in this case is having a certain delay, right? So when there's a delay of 6 hours or 7 hours, and let's say even a day sometimes, they don't feel suspicious because they might not ideally know who from the company it was, or even if it was them, they don't really care about it. They go to the next point because they have interest right now and they don't want to waste time asking how you found out about them. They want to straight up jump into the conversation. So this is something I've seen people doing. This is something that I've done at one point, and this is something that actually works. Vaibhav.
Okay. Interesting. Because interesting gray hat tactic, because effectively Facebook will never give you true identity of the user per their protocols, but we're effectively saying we're going to push that to website and then use RB2B or identification tools and capture their email address.
Absolutely.
So in a way, sort of decrypting Facebook ads. Okay. Interesting.
And
sorry, you were saying?
In some cases, right? So all these tools might not track data from everywhere. So they might have location restrictions.
That's the next question.
Exactly. But there are some tools that can help you do that as well. So it might track data across the country. So as far as I've used Bombora, I've got data from be it anywhere, the whole of the world.
In the world? Okay.
Globally, yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So there's no restrictions, but that's something you might want to look out for before you go for it too.
Fair enough. Obviously, a lot of Bombora is great, but a lot of people obviously have seen RB2B. They're great people. They're doing a good job. It's almost free, so you can also check them up. But please note, it's only American, and it's only American traffic, and that too. I think they're improving the percentage of what's it called, match rate or whatever. But it's getting better. But I did want to ask one question: how does the copy change though? Is there any, like, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but like, is there anything you would suggest? Like, would you completely be oblivious saying here's the offer, and you're just going on the fact that they're a high intent lead? Or would you maybe call out the fact that, hey, XYZ, I know you are in this space. What's your take here?
Absolutely. So there's some reference, right? It's not going to be completely cold. It's not a cold email where we're randomly talking to them. There's some sort of reference you can make. So it's just like a referral you get. So when we get a referral from an ex person, something that we do is we talk to why we say we got a referral from this person. So there's some sort of identification there, where that's the hook. They look into your message and they respond back to you. So here it's going to be similar, where you talk about the action they have done on your website, or even talk about that I noticed you had visited a website, you were looking into this. Would this be something of interest to you? And at that point, since it's something the user has done, he might accept it. There might be some interest he's showing, and you can take the conversation forward. And it should be high value tickets, right? You can't.
Yeah, that's the other thing to point out, because now you said we're doing outbound, we're getting data, we've probably got someone doing the automation setup for us, and we've got Google ads, and we've got Facebook ads. So there's the money is being spent.
Absolutely.
Right?
The offer should be good, right? The offer should be good. It should be high value tickets. You can't be doing this for $30,
like $30-40. Yeah.
Absolutely,
It has to be like got it. It has to be like a 3-4-5K ticket. And if you're doing SaaS, just make sure you got your LTV sorted out. You may have to burn like the first month burn, but if you know your LTV is like a drastically large number or a significantly large number, you can always recover that number. But you need to know your LTV first. Don't do it without knowing your LTV. Okay. Got it. Cool. Makes sense. Is there any other trend that you think we need to particularly cover right now for people?
That was my question for you. So did you say anything? Did you say something? Do you have anything from your end?
So I've seen a lot more people doing the thing that the pitch lane folk actually, because I got tagged on that like multiple times on Slack, which means they want to go ahead and effectively send out the first email without link tracking, and the second email they want to have link tracking and all the analytics, but we don't allow for that because it skews up metrics altogether by turning it off on the first one and allowing for the second. So what the pitch lane folks did, for those who missed it, is they would send the first email as plain text or basically no tracking. So it improves the quote unquote deliverability. And then we know it's not an assumption. We know, everyone knows this for a fact. If the first email goes, the second email will 100% go, unless you're literally, threatening their life, right? So the second email, what they do is when the first email is sent, the assumption is that that's either they get a webhook that they've opened it, replied, whatever. So obviously you can't do open tracking with this. So what the pitch lane guys would do is they would actually have a link or something there that would say that the message has been sent. When the message is sent, they use a webhook from Smartlead. They have a make automation or something, and then they go ahead and basically push that lead to a subsequence. And that subsequence has tracking turned on and all that jazz. Then get the full analytics that you want with your opens, clicks, replies, and all that jazz. So it's a win-win situation for everyone. For anyone who wants to do automations of this sort, if you've seen our YouTubes, I would encourage you to reach out to Noel. We love Noel. Noel's great. We got Ricardo as well. We got a lot of really cool automation experts on our Slack channel. Feel free to reach out there. We've got Ayu. We've got a lot of really cool people that a lot of people have used, worked with, and trusted. You can definitely ensure you can build a strong relationship with them, and you can get some good value out of them as well. Sweet. I don't think there's anything else to cover. I don't think I want to go ahead and jump into real world insights, but we can do that. Is there an API that will break down campaign analytics by step and sequence? Yes, it is to be released. It is done. It's basically step-by-step breakdown and the A/B testing. But with that, Akash, I don't want to step you away. Is there something you want to cover? Otherwise, we'll open up Q&A.
Yep, we'll open up Q&A. I think we pretty much got everything we had to speak.
All right.
And yes.
Well, so before we open up Q&A, sorry, go for it.
No, if you have any questions, raise your hand and turn on your video. I'll spotlight you. That's what I was about to say. So Vaibhav, please go ahead.
Okay, wait. I'm getting. I forgot one thing I had to speak about. Sorry. Pre-hype, everyone. You need to know about what's happening. All the effort that has been put in that I'm screwing up right now for everyone by not announcing it. 2 things for all of you to care about. You can now get Smartlead on this in a few days. When I say this, I am an Android user. Judge me all you want. It's Samsung. Hate everyone else. Android and Apple will be available to you by next week. Yay. Oh, love that. Love that. Yeah. Push notifications, full master inbox. The entire experience will be cooked straight to your phone. You'll be taken care of perfectly. We have still special sauce that come your way with the mobile application. We're trying our best to hide it from you, but you'll figure it out. But I'll be the closest to giving you that in terms of the hint. It is just not our app. It is also your app.
Your app.
Cool? Get it. I can't be more obvious. Cool. It is also your app. So you know what that means for those who are agency owners, right? Yeah, Anirudh got it. Anirudh got it. Anirudh got it. Think about it. If it's your app, what that means. Second thing to announce, we've got a really, really awesome campaign launching that was set up by the team, right? What they're working on, I was actually super excited about. They're combining a lot of very interesting people in the market that you may or may not know of, that you'll get a lot of value from. And we got a surprise offer for you that will be coming up. Why, Akash? What is special about next month? Do you
I'd
know?
wait for
I
you
can
to
tell
tell
you.
that.
No? Yeah, okay. Smartlead turns 2, everybody. We finally turned 2 years old. Happy birthday to us. But happy birthday to us means a lot of return gifts to all of you for the support, the gratitude, the patience, and the love you've given us. So next month, look out. There's some really, really cool goodies, really cool, exciting offers coming your way, not only from our behalf, but we've been trying our best to build hype with a lot of cool people in the space that I and we believe you'll get a lot of value from, all for nothing but value to you due to being customers of ours. Yep, you've got mail. You'll be getting a lot of exciting mail coming up next month. So those are the 2 things I need to cover. I am sorry. Please don't shout at me for messing that up. But yeah, mobile app and lots of goodies, some physical, some deliverability, some date. Who knows? I will shut up, right? I'll shut up. Any deliverability tracking update? Francois, I hope I got your name right. Our Glock apps equivalent or our deliverability tool, 10 times better is what we'd hope, will be out in a couple of weeks. July 3rd to 4th week, you will effectively be allowed to do multi-campaign testing in real time to get true deliverability about your campaigns. You can also warm up your campaign copy. There's a lot coming your way. I said that. You can warm up your campaign copy as well. Sweet. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and answer some questions over here. But please use the emoji at the bottom right corner and raise your hand.
Raise your hand.
And one of our team members will go ahead and unblock and spotlight you to ask your question, whatever that may be. We'll just request you to have your camera turned on. Fraz, the way you raise your hand is click on the reactions thing at the bottom, and then just it
Click on
says
raise hand.
It says
Yep.
raise hand. All right, and when you can, but just give us a second before we turn the spotlight on for you. I want to answer 1 or 2 questions that keep coming up from people. So tactical question from Marcus. If I continue doing warm-ups while I'm running campaign, does Smartlead prioritize my campaigns over warm-up? Seems me running both at the same time would be in the spirit of diversification. It doesn't prioritize one or the other. It runs them in parallel, but ensuring that they're not conflicting. So hence why we have the auto adjust feature so that you tone down the warm-ups during an active campaign. But we don't prioritize one or the other. They will go out at the same time. So if you have warm-ups and campaigns turned on, and your daily send limit of your mailbox is 40 and your warm-ups are 40, you'll be actually sending out 80 messages. So just FYI, that's how it's been. Sweet. All right, we got 1 hand up. We'll answer the other questions soon. For Raz, feel free to. All right, man, go for it.
Hey guys. So we've been using Smartlead from quite some time for our outbound emails, and the major issue that I've noticed from quite some time now is the open rates drop after like say a week or week and a half. Now that's something we've not been able to figure out because we tried using a new tenant, we tried using multiple mailboxes, new campaigns, but eventually a week later we see that the open rate drops from say 60% to 15-20%. And off late, we've seen that the open rate starts off from 30% and then goes down to 15-20. So not sure if this was or deliverability or technical issue, or just our email copy and email subject? So just want to
Copy. Always the flag answer I give to everyone when we have this conversation is if you start off well and you drop, you're just being flagged for copy. That's all it is.
Okay. So we got to start changing our
There's
copies.
no to it. You can use anyone. You can do it manually. It's a straight up. If you said it was low and it went up, that's a different thing altogether. But if it was high and then dropped, for the past 2 years,
Okay, this is the copy.
not even 99%, 100% always a copy. You have been flagged.
Got it. So that by that you mean Google or Outlook, whoever's checking it,
Whoever it is,
flagging
just,
that
yeah,
particular
like-
copy. Okay.
Correct. And I think Jesse covered it last time as well. If you were able to see the webinar, is there's a transition, right? When this whole thing that happened, there's a natural transition that went on, which is initially ESPs focused on your patterns, which is how often you're sending, the randomization, right? Then they moved into the technicals, the DKM, DMARC, SPF, all the technicals, etc. That was the telltale ways. Then they moved into your spin taxing, which is what we bring in, we use and allow you to do. Now we've seen not only spin taxing, but generally having fully inbuilt copy that's completely different is what wins really well. So that was that Twitter thread that I had going on with someone, which is the ones that are doing really well, point blank. Akash, you're on the call. We were in the call with the same person. The ones that are doing really well, they're using Clay or whatever you want to use, generating full email copy, not like first line, full email copy separate for every single lead. And then they have it. Yeah, every single lead is different. And then they have an individual like variable. So there, if you look at their Smartlead campaign, it will just have like one variable, which is the entire like email that's
email copy.
Got it. Okay. So that's happening through Clay, is it?
Clay is one you can do through G Sheets, but Clay is definitely the one that we would recommend. We like them. We've seen them have good customers. Obviously, the person that I'm referring to uses Clay. It works well for them. But I don't want to be that person and who just shills Clay, even though I think they're fabulous. If you can't use Clay for whatever reason, you can use like a G Sheets and the Google plugin or whatever it is. But sorry, Akash, you kept saying stuff and I didn't stop.
Not at all. I was just saying it's absolutely the copy because like Vaibhav mentioned, right? So if it's a case where the open rates are less and they tend to go higher, that could be something different. But if the open rates are higher and then they tend to drop, it's because your email copies could also go stale. So work around the copy and you should just do fine.
Cool, man. Cool. I think that answers a lot of my questions.
Easy, man. All right. Well, thank you for us. All the best and let us know how you go, man.
Yep. Thank you.
Oh, smartly. Swapnil throwing a bit of
Yeah.
Right.
Just 1 minute. Sunil, I know you're raising your hand in the chat. There, right next to the chat section in the bottom corner, there's something called as React. You can just click on that and you'll see the option to raise your hand.
Hi, John. How's it going?
Hey guys, good. How are you?
Doing good, sir.
Good, sir.
Hey, well,
Fluorescent. We love it.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm at my another day job right now, so sorry.
It's all good.
Might
It's
be
all good.
kind
Go
of
for
loud
it.
at times with some machinery, but first, congratulations on 2 years. That is awesome. Thank you so much for all the new
Thank you.
updates.
Thank
You
you.
guys just have awesome customer service, and it really feels like you guys are here for us to win. And I appreciate that, and I'm sure everybody else does too. This is kind of a question, but there's a little story behind it. So last week, I created 110 new mailboxes. Can you guys hear me okay?
No, you're just echoed, but we can hear you fine. Go for it. Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Is this better?
Oh, shit. Yeah, much better. Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. So last week I created 110 new mailboxes. I'm sorry, this was 3 weeks ago. I created 110 new mailboxes. And I was planning to warm them all up for 2 weeks, go through the typical process, a 2-week warm up, and then send, start campaigns. But a group of 24 of those senders, I launched campaigns after only 1 week of sending. Okay. And it was doing good, like a 4.5% reply rate. And then the next week, after all the other 86 senders had went through the full 2-week warm-up period, I started campaigns with them. And about an hour in to all those campaigns, every single one of the 86 that warmed for the full 2 weeks,
Yeah.
every single one got blocked. I couldn't send an email to myself, to my personal email. I couldn't do shit. Like
Mhm.
every single one of the 86 that warmed for the full 2 weeks got blocked. And keep in mind, these were an exact duplicate of the campaign that I started the week before.
That worked well for
They
you.
were exact copy and everything. The only thing was the ICP that I was targeting, that was the exact same, except it was in different states. So I was running them in different states. So I don't think that
Yeah.
should mean
That won't be
anything. It
the-
was the
that
same
won't mean
target
anything.
audience.
Yeah.
But the one that I launched after only 1 week, those are still running just fine. Every single one of
Amazing.
those sender accounts.
Amazing. That's great. Can I ask which ESP you're using?
Yeah, Google.
Great. Well, looks like we've got another person
Pattern. Yeah,
in
it's a new
person
pattern.
just saying that the warm-up's working. Like I said, we've seen some people do really well with it and some people not. So this is great. But I have a question to ask you though. The 86 that did get blocked, what was the error message?
It said, gosh, sorry, I'm
Yeah, it's all
blanking.
good. It's all good.
Um,
But if you could share that, I think
I don't
this
know
is really
what the exact, I don't know what the exact code was, but it said that it was most likely due to volume, but I had only sent 5 from them and it was spaced out over like an hour and a half. Each one of the accounts only had sent 5. But I thought it was bizarre because if anything, it would have been, in my like understanding, it would have been the accounts that had only warmed 1 week that would have had the issue, but the accounts that warmed for the lesser amount of time
they're working
were
fine.
doing better. Yeah.
Yep.
So I guess, sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it, please.
So I was gonna say, sorry, it was kind of a long lead into a question. It was like a whole big backstory, but the question involved is, do you think that warm up actually hurt me, or was that actually just like a fluke, or what do you think happened there?
Benjamin, I must save some money on warm-ups. No, I want to be very upfront and honest and say that it's, like I said at the very beginning, it's new for us. Things are changing. We had a belief system that it works. I still have a belief system that it works. I don't want to sit and say what I'm not going to take away from the results that you got. It's quite clear that works for you. We've got other people telling us that those that they warmed up for 3 days failed and the ones they're doing for 2 weeks are running fine. So it's just very conflicting data. I don't want to give you that. But what I will tell you, very straightforward, if it's working for you, man, do it. Clearly you have an answer. Clearly it's very upfront in terms of what is working. Follow that pattern. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't tell anyone else what you're doing. Keep doing this. Keep testing it. And I would love to get an update. Maybe I'll touch base with you next week to see how it is, because this will really help us understand your accounts. Yeah, it's only 100 accounts, but that's still a good number, right? That's still a good number to get some serious data out.
Well, it's strange because I have another, I have 2 separate Smartlead accounts for 2 different businesses. And my other one, I have 640 accounts attached to it. And I always warm them. I've had them warming since I began, and I've never sent a single email without warming for at least 2 weeks. I've never had an issue. This one, so it's like, that's
what
why
I'm saying. Like,
asking.
you
It's
can't tell.
I don't
Like,
know.
May, like you've got a decent chunk size. That's 800 accounts. We've got just as much as a large set, and I'm still figuring it out as well, right? Which is why, like, I've gone with if it's working for you, do it. I don't know whether it's like some new Gmail accounts that they're flagging that's causing the issue. Maybe something happened around, like I said, in location. There's so many variables that we don't know. But if it's working for you right now, do it. And what I will be doing is be reaching out to you in the next few days to get a bit more understanding. And if you're obviously open to sharing your time with us and understanding what's happening, because that's our job, effectively.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
Easy. Cheers, man. Thank you so much for sharing. This is fabulous. This is what we need. Cheers. Thank you.
Of course.
Cool.
Thank you.
Cheers, man. We got 3 more questions. Benjamin, I'm gonna go buy something if we turn warm-ups. But okay, we got Emiliano. Sorry, man. I hope I pronounced your name right.
Yeah, no, you pronounced it perfectly. How you guys doing?
Great.
Everybody good, cool. So I got 4 domains, 8 inboxes, and we'd like to send out 320 new leads daily, Monday through Thursday, and then run all the follow-ups on Thursday and Friday, begin again the next week. 2 questions. Can this be done in Smartlead? I know that it says X amount of days to send the next one. And what do you think about only sending 1 follow-up?
One follow-up's great.
Mhm.
Hey, sorry, I
One
don't
follow-up.
wanna, sorry, Akash, I think I keep speaking. Please.
No, please. One follow-up is great, but anything less than 4 or 5 should be good. That's what people do because, again, as you know, if the second email fails, the third one could open a conversation. So anything less than 5 or 4 should be good, but having it to 7 or 8 seems pointless to me personally. So
You'll also
yeah.
get flagged, right? Like if the third emails are not being opened, the fifth one's not being opened, just get the point, right? Like
We
stop
started seeing some people get somebody
That's
reply,
as
no,
well,
thank
right?
you, in all capital, right? So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
yeah.
So when you're
So
going to
it's
have
a-
4 emails, the 4th email is going to be the breakup email, right? So you're going to say, give
yeah,
me some
of
time,
course,
probably.
Hmm.
That's how it is.
absolutely. But right, like
Second
like
thing,
Smartlead-
the second one that you mentioned with the date,
Mhm.
you can do decimals, 0.1, 0.01. That actually converts to so 0.1 would be 2.4 hours. Because 1 is 24 hours. When you do a date delay,
see.
right? Yeah,
I see. So
so
we can-
we do that. We don't make it obvious because we don't want people to start sending messages every 30 minutes because there's a good chance you'll end up hurting yourself because there's some tactic that you can follow. But if you want to do it, the decimal place will get it done for you.
Right, yeah, because sending a follow-up automatically after every 2 days, and then one after 5 days, what happens is that it leaks over into the next week, and we'd like
Yeah.
to send over a good amount of fresh new leads every week.
Got it.
And having those follow-ups for the second follow-up, it hurts the amount of new volume that we can send out. So
Got it.
we're looking
Fair
to
enough.
only follow up that Friday.
Fair enough. Yeah,
Thank you,
decimal
brother.
points, we'll get it done. Easy, man. Thank you.
Happy 2 years, man. Happy 2 years.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Sunil, what do you say? You're muted. 5 push-ups. I'm kidding.
Right. Can you hear me? Good evening.
We can hear you. Yeah.
Right. So we have recently purchased 50 new mailboxes, which are under the warm-up process with Smartlead. Okay. And they are like 50% warmed up. Now, the first question is, after 2 weeks, how many cold emails should we start sending from each mailbox? That is number one. And should the warm-up be continued along with sending the cold emails? Because I have heard about the fact, because Vaibhav, I asked you that day across an email as well. You said, yes, the warm-up should be on, right? So let's say, is 50 the ideal number or 60 the ideal number where 20 should be the warm-ups and 40 should be the cold emails? That is number one. Okay. Number two, can we rely only on the warm-ups done by Smartlead, or should we send manual warm-up through our team as well? Number two. And number three, the same template can be used by for how many emails? Because we don't want our emails to get blocked, because in GoDaddy, the problem that we were facing when sending the manual cold emails, that our IDs were getting blocked, as a result of which our productivity got dropped. And when the ID gets blocked, the spam score goes up and the reputation of the domain goes down. That is the reason why we are going as per the process, warming up for 2 weeks, continuing the warm-ups after that. And how many emails should we send every day so that it doesn't get blocked and it continues in a perennial manner, at least for 6 months or a year? That's it.
We love the passion. We love the passion. All right. Akash, lead with it, sir. Go for it.
Yes. So your first question, Sonal, the volume, at this point, what we suggest is 30 to 40 emails per mailbox. So that's what we see people doing. There are people sending out 15 emails to start off with. There are people sending out 25, but as a best practice, anywhere from 30 to 40 should be good, right? And with regards to your...
After 2 weeks, immediately we can start with 30 to 40, or it should grow gradually?
Gradually, right? So 25, 30 to 40 is what you start with. Like I said, some people start 25. There are people who also start with 15, but lower the volume, good for you, because you always have the option to increase it or ramp it up, right?
That is excluding the warm-up emails, right?
Excluding your warm-ups, yes.
So what should be the ideal warm-up email size in that case? Let's say I'm sending 30. What should be the ideal warm-up email size? 20?
Right. Right. So what we do is there's something called 3:1, 2:1, or 1:1, right? So at this point, it's okay to also have 10 warm-up emails going out every day based on your volume. So for example, if you're sending out 30 emails and if you're sending out 10 volume emails, it's called 3:1, which is good. And all you have to do is simply enable auto adjust. And we would make sure 7 to 10 warm-up emails go out on a daily basis, right? Okay. You don't have to work around the number. You don't have to change the setting. Simply enable auto adjust and we would make sure 7 to 10 emails go out. So ideally, for your first question, 30 to 40 is what we suggest, and warm-ups 2:1, 3:1, 1:1. What was the last question, sir?
Second thing was that, do we require to send manual warm-up emails as well in the process of warm-up, or can we rely only on Smartlead?
Not at all. So that was the use case when there were no warm-up tools in the market, right? So we ideally send manual emails to our team members, asking them to respond back and marking us as not spam. So now the tools are in place, automation is in place. So that's the whole point of warm-up. So warm-up should do good. You don't have to send one manual emails.
So should we start our email campaigns when it says 100% over there in your Smartlead? We can start after that.
Yes, so that's what we're talking about. We primarily suggest 14 days of warm up, and once it's done in your Smartlead account, you will see the outbound status is completed, which means you're good to start, right? But again, as you mentioned, some people are saying 7 weeks, 1 week is working out for them, and for some people, 2 weeks are working fine. So ideally, as a market standard, what we suggest is 14 days. So once that is done, you should be good to start your email campaigns.
So in that case, I think I will be overcoming the problem getting blocked, right? Because I will be sending it through Smartlead. And does Smartlead give us the statistics and the analytics? How many are landing in inbox in the campaign? No.
Absolutely, we do that for your warm-up emails, right? Because to actually give you that,
we need to,
I don't think no cold email
you can't log into
because absolutely. So you need to have access to both the mailboxes. And when it comes to warm up, we have that, and that's the reason why we're able to tell you how many landed on spam, how many were saved from spam, etc. But when it comes to cold emails, we just have control over the sender, and you send out emails. But as you know, to getting blocked, it's not just your warm up. It's not just there are a lot of aspects, right? Your mailbox health, your email copies, the kind of people you're reaching out to. If the leads you're reaching out to are not validated or there are chances it might get blocked at one point. The reputation can be damaged. So make sure every best practice in place. Your email copies are syntax. There's variation in your copies. Make sure the leads to whom you're reaching out to are validated leads. And once you have all this in place, it should be good. Sunil.
And does Smartlead has any kind of a inbuilt tool where we can check the health of the domain?
Right. So we are building. So at the moment, you have the performance tab, which would show you certain criteria. If you're blacklisted, we show you that. But as Vaibhav mentioned, we're soon to release an inbuilt deliverability engine where you can run a block caps kind of test within Smartlead. So we would show you if you've hit any spam folders, or how your domain health is, how many % of it is landing inbox, how many % of it is landing on spam, etc.
So in a nutshell, I will summarize this conversation. Ideally, from one email box, 30 emails and 10 warm-ups, okay? It should not exceed 50. Then the chances of getting blocked decreases. I will not say it nullifies, but it decreases, right?
Decreases, absolutely, yes.
Okay.
All assumptions, right? But if we're just correlating on just that, then you should be fine. But cool, thank you. Thank you, Sunil. Any more questions, feel free to drop it into the chat.
Definitely, I will reach out to you, Vaibhav, across an email. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Okay, sweet. Thank you. Bye. Sweet. We've got Azhar. If you don't mind turning on your cameraman, that would be super helpful. What up, buddy? Can you unmute yourself, please?
Do you hear me or not?
We can hear you now.
Happy birthday.
Cheers, man. We'll take it. We'll take it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Basically, when I start a campaign, let's say that I will send emails to 300 leads. The first 200 leads, I will get a 5% response rate and a 90% open rate. And for the other 100, I will get like 10% open rate and like 0% reply rate. So I guess the problem is that like people are marking my emails as spam, I guess.
So the reason that would be happening is kind of why we mentioned perhaps you joined a little late, but usually this occurs. People are marking email as spam, and effectively copies become redundant. As a result of your copy becoming redundant, what did well will eventually not do well. So the fix over here, you can try syntax, as we mentioned, but the ones that are working really well for most people is completely new copy for every single email using something like Clay to help you with that piece.
Okay, so what I did is like I tried the same copy with an inbox placement testing platform like apps, and the copy doesn't go to the spam, I guess, because these tools are not accurate or something like that.
They are accurate. They are accurate. It's not that they're not accurate. They do a pretty good job. Most of them. Everyone comes with their own balance and note. They do a pretty good job. If your email is landing in the primary folder from using block apps, for example, do note that if you need to eventually sending the email, perhaps using Smartlead, so you have the exact understanding of it, do note that when you're sending out an email, the way you send the emails matter, the send frequency that you're sending it matters as well. You may have sent that email, let's say you ran that campaign for a week, right?
Yes.
It burnt out, last 100 leads were like crappy. You got upset, frustrated, you waited 4 days, and then you went ahead and ran the test again on Glock Apps, right? At that point, Google's not gonna, like ESPs are not gonna go and maintain like a massive repository of your copy, right? It's a Bayesian algorithm. That means it's going to retrain itself and it's going to retrain itself, and it's consistently training itself based upon that. So over a time period, if the same consistent copy is being sent again and again and again, yes, it will be flagged. And you stop that, you try it again a few days later, good chance it might work. Right. So
Okay.
that would be reasoning as to why I would give you that. Otherwise, usually flip your copy, you should be good to go.
Yeah, I have another reason maybe why they don't work very good, this inbox placement tests.
Sorry,
do you hear me or not?
No,
there's a lag from your end.
There's lag from your side.
Okay. Ah, you hear me right now?
Yep.
No.
So you can probably try turning off.
Okay,
your,
try, give it a crack. Yeah.
Okay.
Azhar,
So basically, when I do the inbox placement test, huh?
Carry on. Go for it. Go.
Basically, when I do a test, I go and log in manually to my inbox and send it. But when we send the campaign, we send it through the Smartlead SMTP or something like that. So I guess there is a difference between this. This is why the results of the tests are not very accurate.
So hence why I said
Maybe.
try run it from Smartlead itself and then work out the difference and see that's changed. You will always see better results when you're sending it manually because you're using the client. We had another person mention that as well, saying, hey, will it be better if I send from the campaign in like Gmail, or was it better to send from Smartlead? Obviously, send from the Gmail account. It's built for that. It will always be better, right? So, but I want to be super respectful. We've got one more question. We'll take that, and then we've got to close it. But thank you so much, Azhar. Have a fabulous day, and thank you. I appreciate it. We'll take one more question. We've got Rahul. If you don't mind turning on your camera, mate. We'll spotlight you. All right. Just 1 second. You're cool. Go for it.
What about now? Does that work? Appreciate you answering our questions. I'm sure there are a lot of questions you have to re-answer for people, but I did want to ask, where did the conventional wisdom around sending less than 50 emails a day from your inbox, including warm-ups, come from? Because my old wisdom was have it as a ratio. It's 5 to 1, 6 to 1, 7 to 1.
Oh yeah, great question. It's we gave advice, people shot at us, and we changed it. That's literally what it was. Like, we'll give some more advice, people shot at us, and we'll go change it. It's that's why I keep saying it's just very reactive. What works now doesn't work at the moment. If I want to be candidly honest, and I'll let Akash take over, we say 50, but there's a lot of people doing only 35 and doing a great job at it. Right? Then we'll have some odd random person come tell me there's 200 and it's working well for them. So hence why it's a shitty answer, I know, but I say do what works for you. But I know everyone's here to understand patterns and advice, etc. Generalistically, effectively, what works well, in our opinion, yeah, we're all guessing. Like Benji said, we're all guessing. It's all best guesses. It's very much like SEO. It's very, very much like SEO. We're all giving it a wing, right? And who just tries more, gets to learn more. That's all it is. What we can say, 35. If you had the privilege to do 35, warm-ups and outbound is what I would do. But you can do more. Akash has his views regarding 1-to-1, 1-to-2, 1-to-3. I'll let him add to his.
So that's the same thing, right? So like I said, there are people whom you see doing 1:1, 2:1, 3:1, or there are people like John who just ran warm-ups for 1 week and it seems to be working fine for him. So as Vaibhav mentioned, I know it's a shitty answer again, but we'll leave it up to you. So whatever works, but it is what it is. Vaibhav, I think we have one last question. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll give it one last question a shot. Thanks, Rahul. Mohammed, if you don't mind unmuting yourself, please.
And turning on your camera, please. Go for it.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go for it.
Yeah, no, I think it was answered already. I was just wondering, I wanted to ask about the recording of this entire call afterwards.
You get it in 24 hours. It'll be on our YouTube channel.
Okay, so you guys will be posting on your YouTube in 24 hours.
Always. Every single office hours is on our YouTube channel and our Slack community as well.
Okay, perfect. Thanks so much. Okay.
Easy. All right, everybody. One last time before we jet, one more point to note out very quickly. Mobile application in a few days. Enjoy it. We've worked very hard to push it out very quickly for you. Second, lots of goodies coming your way. So I'm going to throw some hints for you as well. I will not tell you what you're going to get with the mobile application, but like I said, one last time, it is your mobile application. So let's see if you get what that is. Otherwise, enjoy the holidays. Keep sending emails. Keep warming up your mailboxes. Haha, internet. And let's keep crushing it. Have a good day. Akash, anything from your side, sir?
Have a great day, guys. Wait for the updates.
All right. Cheers. Oh, Smartlead is going to be offline on Sunday for 6 hours. Please be aware of that. Massive infrastructure update. Your master inbox is going to be loading significantly. Everything's going to be massively better. Please be note, Sunday, 6 hours, complete downtime, no data transactions. All campaigns will be stopped. 6 hours. Cool. All right. Have a good day. Cheers all. Bye. Thanks, Benjamin.